Hey y'all, it's Khrstn over here. Welcome and welcome back to my channel, Little Bit of Lux, where I share my passion for handbags, mostly contemporary, sometimes luxury. My channel is mostly handbag related videos, and if you like handbags like I do, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and welcome to the family. And then also sometimes I throw in other content to spice up the channel, and if you don't mind that, then keep on watching. And then also hit that notification bell so you can get notified for whenever I post videos. So for today's video, if you haven't already seen the thumbnail, this is going to be my 1 year wear and tear of my Tory Burch Diamond Quilted Kira bags. Now these are the small. I don't have the larger size. I opted for the small ones just because the small ones just fit my body frame a lot better than the bigger one. Now, just to kind of give you guys a date as to when I got these bags. So I got these right when they were released. So this was released, I believe, back in April of 2024. So I got that immediately after it released. And then this one was August, if I'm not mistaken. So they're about a little bit over a year now today. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the wear and tear of these bags. Now, if you don't know, Tory Burch was having their fall sale event around this time, and it's probably going to go on for about a week, where if you buy a certain amount, or when you spend a certain amount of money that's part of their fall sale event, you're going to get a 25% off on top of the sale price. Or if you spend a certain amount, which I forget how much, but then if you meet that, it's going to be 30% off. So let's get right into the 1 year wear and tear. So this is the color tan. Now this is a really nice, rich, brownish color. I actually compared this to like a Hawaiian bread roll, as it does seem to look like a glazed Hawaiian bread roll here. And so far, it hasn't really shown any wear and tear as far as corner wear. So just kind of give you guys a quick look. And this is probably because of that glaze that they have on the bag, which a lot of people have mentioned they don't like because it makes the bag look cheap. Now, that is comparing to the Coach Quilted tabbies, because when these were released, or this design was released, these were about around the same time too. And so a lot of people were comparing the two. These are not glazed up with any coating. These bags are. But those glaze is to protect the bag for a wear and tear or some stuff like that. And that glazing has held up its claim to it. So far, this bag still looks pretty pristine. There's no stuffing in this bag, okay? No stuffing at all. So as you can see, it's pretty structured. It's not as structured as like structured bag. For instance, the Fleming is structured, obviously. You could already tell by the body frame or the silhouette, it's a structured bag. So even if you don't stuff the bag, it will be structured. It will remain the same. Or even a better example, the small Eleanor bag. This is a structured bag. It is pretty stiff in a sense, I guess. In a way, it's pretty stiff. So it keeps it structured. And if you guys can already tell, I am a big fan of Tory Burch bags. Now, I just haven't been buying anything from the Tory Burch line because I only really want one from their collection right now, and it's a Lyra's-Will, and it's currently not available on their website, so I can't get it. And then also, there's a certain design I like from Tory Burch, and then the ones that they've been coming out recently are a lot more a quiet luxury look, and I'm not really into that right now. I have other quiet luxury pieces, so yeah, I'm already satisfied. If anything, once I get that Lyra's-Will from them, I probably hit my purse piece from the Tory Burch collection. However, getting back to this bag, I do love Tory Burch. I genuinely like Tory Burch. I don't want to make it seem biased review, but this line specifically, I think, has the best design and overall made to it. Now, this bag, though, has wrinkling around the logo. I don't know if you could tell. I made a video. I showed a video of that and up close. In comparison to my taupe, it doesn't have that. You see, it's very clean around the double T logo. Now, I'm not sure if that was just that for the tan, because it was part of the first release. I'm not even sure if it's part of their runway. Not too sure, but I don't hate it. It really looks nice. You can see the wrinkles, right? When I press it down, you see wrinkles. And then when I let go, it kind of goes back to the way it was. So far, as far as the wrinkling of the leather, it hasn't shown a whole lot for 1 year, for a bit over 1 year actually. And then in the opening, so it doesn't show anywhere here, which most flap bags would show that right away around these area. But then again, this isn't glazed. This is an actual leather stitched together, so it's not glazed. And then the interior is always clean. I'm not gonna lie to you. I take care of my bags. If I can, I will buy an insert for it just to protect it. But besides that, I usually always put my stuff that can possibly spill in a sealed container to protect the interior of my bag. So you will not see any stains or anything like that. Any stretch to the bag, not so much. Again, I do not pack my bag heavily when it's a smaller size. So I'm pretty mindful of what I put in my bag. So that's how it looks. As you can see, I am holding this at the top handle that I put in there. So that's because I used these little double hooks that I got from Amazon so that it will hold that in place. So this bag can be worn as shoulder bag or crossbody bag, but because I did put those little hooks there, I can only wear it as crossbody. And I don't mind that because I am a crossbody girl. And when I say I'm a crossbody bag girl, it doesn't mean that I'll wear everything crossbody. Some bags that are meant to be shoulder bag, then I'll wear as a shoulder bag. But you know, if a bag is to be worn crossbody, then I'll choose crossbody bags. And going back to the bag again, now for the exterior, as you can see, there's this leather piece. So with that being said, it has a more of a stronger structure to it. Some people in the past said that the older design, the Kira quilted chevron bag, like theirs popped off because it was just metal. There's no leather ring around it. Now this design does have the leather ring around it, so definitely has a stronger, more durability, better durability as far as the crossbody or the strap is concerned. And just to kind of show you guys the bottom part, it has that really nice design W. Very pretty. And if you are still on the fence on getting this bag, I'm pretty sure these bags do go on sale from time to time. Now, the black one, they don't really go on sale just because that is a staple color. But as far as the other colors, they do go on sale. So keep an eye out on that if you are on the fence of getting this. And I highly, highly recommend this bag. This bag is so soft. If you ask me about Tory Burch, I think Kira line is the best line of them all. And then, of course, Eleanor, and then comes after is the Fleming. Now on to the taupe. I know this is the same exact bag. However, sometimes the color make a difference between designs or between each pieces. So as you all already know, I showed it earlier, the wrinkling on the brown one is a lot more prominent than it is with the taupe. And so you could see nothing there. Then go ahead and press this down. But you don't see the wrinkling as much as you did with the brown one or the tan. So the color does matter, I guess. That's why you don't really see as much wrinkling as the tan when I would press it down. I do like the taupe though. It has that really nice undertone to it. Like it has that nice brown undertone. So it's very on the neutral side. And then side by side with the YSL. This has a bit more of a purple undertone. So you could see the difference of the color. This is the taupe from Poland. This is the taupe from Tory Burch. So this looks more gray, and this one has, this is actually not just taupe. It says taupe oak. And if you know what oak is, then that's pretty much the undertone of the taupe. So it kind of has that tree, oak undertone to the color. So if you were to ask me, this is a really beautiful taupe color. If you are wanting to try out this bag, I highly recommend this. I think you can wear this all year round in comparison to the tan. I feel like it's very limited to just either early spring or early fall because of the color. But this one you can wear all year round, and I love this bag. Have I worn these bags a whole lot? No, I have not. I have worn them a handful of times, but not a whole lot where I've worn that probably like 60 times in 1 year, okay? Because sometimes I don't switch out from my bag a whole lot. But then this one, I probably used 10 or 15 times, I would say, just because it looks a lot more dressier than that bag. So that bag doesn't have any chain, it's just a leather strap. Now this bags have chain, which makes the bag look a lot dressier. So I don't always wear it just because of that, because I like to look casual all the time. That's just how I am, that's my personality. But yes, so another close-up for you guys here. And in the bottom again, very, very similar. Okay, so this is how the W looks like, right? And then this is the back, really reminiscent of the Chanel 19, but a fraction of a price. This one I didn't put the double hook, so I can actually show you guys how it looks like as shoulder bag. Let me just take it out, but no stuffing, so you can see this bag stays and keeps its structure without stuffing. So the strap, there's only one leather part. The larger size has 2 leather straps on the strap. This one only has 1 because it's the small one. So this is how it looks, a shoulder bag. So it has a really good drop length. And then this one just falls right on my hip. All right, so there you have it. So it's just about my hip, like right below my hip. So there's not really a whole lot of things to talk about the taupe oak since it's the same exact design as the tan. Now the only difference between the two, again, I feel like the glazing on this one is better than the tan. I don't know if it's just because I got this one right when it was released, and then this is the second batch. I'm not too sure. But also with Tory Burch, their chains are not always the same. They always have a shade difference. Sometimes it's rustic gold, sometimes it's lighter, sometimes it's brighter. So that's another thing. I think they just match the chain on the color of the bag so that they complement each other. Another thing I wanted to talk about is, as crossbody and you tend to wear blue jeans, like I'm wearing blue jeans today, I haven't seen any color transfer, so that's really good. And again, that's probably because of the glazing that they have on this bag. I haven't seen any color transfer on these at all. So I don't always wear blue jeans, but when I do, I'm actually wearing blue jeans with these bags just because it looks, that's how I kind of tone down my fit. Instead of looking so dressy, I would wear jeans. So far, no color transfer, and yeah, I have no complaints about this bags. I did notice though that they have increased the price of these bags, so they're not a whole lot of price difference. I think it's about $20–30 difference, but still a really good price point for a nice leather handbag. So do I recommend the bag? 10 out of 10. Is it something that you can wear for an everyday? I don't think so. This bag is a little bit more on the dressier side than a casual bag. So it's probably not going to be worn as often as you would when you have like a casual bag such as the YSL camera or the YSL toy. So I mean, that's something I did notice about Tory Burch I gravitate towards to, are their bags that look so much dressier and very elevated kind of look. So if you were to ask me, I don't have that many outfits that's really dressy. So I don't often wear my Tory Burch handbags, but I wear them often. I mean, I wear them enough times to know how it will wear out in my collection. So far in my collection, they have stood the test of time as far as durability. And just before I end this video or wrap up this video, I wanted to show you guys my handbag of the day. This is the Tory Burch Walker, and I've shown this in my previous video that I said I was going to wear this for fall, especially when I do go on like formal meetings and stuff like that. So like today, I went to a parent and teacher conference meeting, so this is my bag, and I charmed it with the Gal's Guide charm here to kind of make it look a little bit dressy. And then of course it already has a feet of its own. But this one too, I have worn this a lot, and this is the kind of bag that you just toss and throw. And at the same time, it's not too dressy, but then, you know, pretty dressy enough. So as far as my wear and tear with Tory Burch, again, for everything that I own from Tory Burch, everything has had a good durability, at least in my experience. Now, not many people like Tory Burch because of their logo being too bold or too big, but I think that is what Tory Burch is. They have tried to tone down some of their logo. So, for example, the Eleanor. I love Eleanor because Eleanor has the biggest bold logo. But now I noticed that the new Eleanor has a smaller double T, which I kind of don't like because then they're stepping away from the original design. Now, if they're trying to cater to what are people saying about their designs, they always have other designs that have smaller logos, like the Robinson. Like I just showed you, the Robinson only has a really small logo to it. I mean, they can always just, you know, shop and browse other designs from Tory Burch. Tory Burch has a whole lot of designs, and if you browse long enough at Tory Burch, you would know which ones would be the ones that will go on sale and which ones will not go on sale. But if you don't want to miss out on some pieces, then go and grab them before they're gone. I really highly recommend Tory Burch as a brand on its whole. I have a lot of their shoes, their boots, and I have loved them. And my experience in shopping with Tory Burch has been phenomenal. I have not had any issue with customer service. I have not had any issue with their shipping. The only issue I've had before was that one time I got a crooked bag, and they were nice enough to just had me exchange the bag with no issue. So I really like that about Tory Burch. I have seen other people's video ranting and hating about Tory Burch because of their experience at a third-party store. So if you buy Tory Burch from like other stores, then expect customer service would be different. Now, if you buy Tory Burch through Nordstrom, I would 99.9% tell you right now, you shouldn't have any issue with their customer service. I like Nordstrom. I shop my Tory Burches from Nordstrom Rack if I'm lucky enough to find them there, and straight from Tory Burch's website. I don't shop anywhere else for that. So those are just my comments and recommendations as far as Tory Burch. So again, if you want to buy a Tory Burch, buy them directly from Tory Burch website. Get them from Nordstrom or Nordstrom Rack if you get the chance to. They have a whole lot of pieces. And if you don't have a Tory Burch outlet near you or somewhere that you can easily access to, then go ahead and check out your local Nordstrom Rack. Sometimes they have Tory Burch. Most of their Tory Burches are outlet pieces. Some of them are very rare will you find a boutique pieces from Nordstrom Rack. And the only reason I know which ones are outlet and which ones are boutique, it's because I've shopped long enough with Tory Burch. So, but yeah. Anyways, without anything else to say, I hope this video helps you guys decide if you should get a Tory Burch Kira Quilted diamond bag, or if you should shop at Tory Burch if you don't have any Tory Burch in your collection just yet. But I highly recommend Tory Burch as a whole. I hope you enjoy shopping their fall sale event and enjoy the new pieces if you do end up getting one. Anyways, thank you guys for watching to the end of this video. Until next time, bye!